Okay, so in looking at the bilateral process with the brain in yoga practice to help us get more grounded, to have an easier time with attention or concentration, and then ultimately to feel more present, bring your yoga strap down onto the floor. Bring yourself and your yoga strap onto the floor. Great. With the yoga strap, let's take the right foot up in the strap. What I recommend that you do is you put the right foot into your strap and then put your right hand in the strap from the side of the strap that is nearest to your shin. So you go like this, and then wrap your fingers around the strap, and you've got this extra tail that you can use to cinch the strap to be the right length for yourself, something like this. You stretch the left leg out on the floor. And then let's put the strap over the mound of the toe, the big toe mound. Now, whenever we practice trying to come into the present moment, it's truly helpful to feel like you have a place for your mind to be connected. And so what we can do here is press the mind into the sensations where the back of your left heel, the back of your calf, the back of your hip, those sensations where your left leg, your bottom leg, is connected to the ground. And as you do that, allow your right leg to have whatever sensations are there, so long as it feels like it's within your zone of wisdom. So it's not like excessively sensational and it's not dull. And as you root your left mind, your thinking mind, into the left leg, what's going to happen is your brain chemistry starts to shift from sympathetic or fight or flight into a more present brain state. And as that happens, you might find yourself surprisingly able to deepen into the pose, because the mind is not distracted or chattering away at you. As you breathe into your right leg, now start reaching up through the back of your right heel. Flare the toes of your right foot. And keep your thinking mind connected to the back of your left heel. It's like a place of being grounded. Slowly start to open your right leg out to the right. Now, as you open your right leg to your right, begin to turn your head to your left. While the right leg goes right and your head goes left, keep your pelvis centered and your mind focused at the back of your left heel. And then inhale, raise your nose and your right leg back up to center together. Now place the strap in your left hand. Open your right arm out to the side. Okay, and as you bring your right leg across your torso, turn your head to your right. And so the nose and the toes are going opposite. Now, when you take your right leg across your body, naturally the left leg is going to roll a little bit, but keep your thinking mind down at the outside of the left heel. The right hip does come up off the floor a little bit, but try to have a sense that your pelvis is really centered or grounded. So you're not tipping over to your left. And then inhale, raise your right leg and your nose both to center at the same time. And release your right foot from the strap. Go ahead and touch your right foot flat to the floor, and then bring your left knee in, right leg out. Let's put the strap up for the left foot. And put your hand into the strap from the shin side of the strap. Wrap your fingers around the strap so you have less likelihood of sort of clutching onto the strap that way. We'll put it over the mound of the big toe. And then send your thinking mind down the back of your right hip, the back of your thigh, the back of your calf to your right heel. And as you focus your mind there, you start to sense that your body can actually relax a bit from the sympathetic activation, which is the fight or flight or stress response. And what can happen is that you naturally become a little bit more limber or more settled into your pose. When we're tense, when we're stressed, our muscles are going to have a response to that too. So keeping your awareness at the back of your right heel, begin to open your left leg slowly out to the left. As you go to your left, begin to turn your head to your right, so the nose and the toes are moving opposite again. Remind yourself that it's not a pose where you're going to tip over to your left, so keep the right hip grounded. Keep the mind at the back of your right heel as a place of like mental stability or concentration. And then inhale and raise your head and your nose and your toes together back to center. We'll hold the strap with the right hand now. Open your left arm out to the side. And as you bring your left leg across, put your mind at the right heel. Naturally, your right leg is going to roll a little bit as you come across. And notice the outside of your right heel. And then turn your nose to your left. I'm trying to stay connected right now between your left brain and your right brain. But here's a little practice you can do. It takes just a couple seconds. Notice the outside of your right heel. And without your thinking mind going anywhere else, see if you can sense your left toes and your nose. And then inhale, come back up to center. So what you're doing there, you can exhale to release. We put the mind in one stable place and then ask proprioception and the senses to notice these two distal points. The mind goes to one thing, your senses sense the other things. And so take the arms out into a T shape, please. You can put your strap aside. Let's place the feet so they're a little bit wider, left to right. And just check that you've got the space to drop your knees down left and right like windshield wipers. Okay? And so like the windshield wipers on the car, they're going to go together. Let me move this microphone. There we go. So when you have your feet going side to side like this, you're going to tip to the inside of one foot, the outside of the other, and then tip the other way. So arms out in a T shape. And let's exhale both knees to the left. Inhale, knees to center. Use your inner belly to raise the knees up. Exhale, knees to your right. Use the inner belly to slow down the descent of your knees so they're not just dropping towards the floor. Inhale, knees to center. Nose is already centered. Now exhale, knees left, nose right. Inhale, knees and nose to center. And exhale, knees right, nose left. Inhale, center. And continue. Knees left, nose right. Inhale and really focus on synchronizing the length of the movement to the length of the breath. You want the knees and the nose to arrive in their destinations simultaneously. Coming back to center And then when knees go left and nose goes right, you're still timing that so that they work together. Return to center. And one more time, exhale, knees right, nose left. And now inhale, raise your knees and nose to center. We're going to go down to the left with the knees. We're going to stay for several breath cycles. So turn your nose to the right, knees to your left. Lengthen from your right hip into your right thigh, into your right knee. And put your thinking mind on the sensations at the inner edge of your right heel. It's a small place to focus. As you focus your mind there, like the mental activity is there, see if you can sense where your hands are without the mind or the eyes having to move from the heel. Can you sense where your hands are? Okay, and then we're going to exhale, raise the knees back to center. Bring your nose to center. And then take both knees to your right, turn your nose to your left. Lengthen from your left hip through your left thigh into your knee. Let your mind rest at the left inner heel. And see if your mind can stay there at the left heel. The part of the mind that is like thinking, chattering, planning, reviewing, can it just stay there at the left heel? And can your senses acknowledge where your hands are from the like proprioceptive sense? Where are your hands in space? And then exhale, come back to center, keeping your mind at your heel without the mind or your eyes moving from your heels. Try to sense where your hands are right now. And then cross your right ankle over your left knee. And pick up the left knee. You can bring the hands between. Now, if this is difficult to hold the back of your thigh for any reason, it's really nice to just put your foot up on the wall or the sofa or the chair. I could turn and use my little book thing here. So whatever you want to stabilize your left foot with is appropriate. It can be hard to hold the back of the left thigh if, let's say that maybe the shoulders are tight or the upper back is limited or the hips are a little bit, let's say, not having 100% range of motion right now. For whatever reason, it's hard to hold the back of the left leg. Give yourself the support for your left foot if that's needed. And then breathe down into your right hip. Remember that in yoga practice, we don't judge our sensations. Like we want to get curious and respectful towards the sensation. Okay, as you next exhale, touch your left foot down to the floor. Now, as you touch the right foot down, notice the sensations in the echo of the pose. Like what happens inside your right leg. It might tingle a little bit. It might get a little bit warmer. What happens in there? And then cross your left ankle over your right knee and pick up the right leg, or put your right foot up on the sofa or the wall or the bookcase and hug your right knee in towards your shoulder. It means that your left hip is getting a deeper stretch. Create the sensations in the pose that you feel you can be curious and respectful about. And breathe into those sensations to help keep your mind present to what your body is experiencing. And then exhale and touch your right foot back down to the floor. When you place the left foot down, submerge your mind into the sensations of the left leg. It might be really subtle. Let's see if you have the attention for noticing that which is subtle. So thank you for being here. And if you have questions about the practice, please leave them in the comments below the video. And of course, it's always helpful if you subscribe to the YouTube channel. And any videos that you like gives me feedback about what's working for you. Thank you, everyone. Namaste.